three radically different solutions. So three totally different ways of thinking about the problem that gave us totally different results and totally different code. When I did it at the Coderetreat 2 weeks ago, someone came up with a fourth way of solving it. And these ways, it's about how you see the problem and how that changes your code. I hope really that we'll come up with, that someone here will come up with a fifth or even a sixth way of addressing this particular problem today. And if not, then I really hope that you'll discover the four that we have. I'll leave that there and then I'll jump over to this, so that's there. Test-driven development. The technique that we try and practice at the Coderetreat is test-driven development. Can anyone tell me the 3 rules of test-driven development? Put your hand up if you know what I'm talking about. So who's heard of the 3 rules of test-driven development by Robert Martin? It's in the book Clean Code and many others. Yes. So the first rule is, let's say, write the test first, or rather, no code without test. Very good. Or let's see, no code without tests. So the tests are red and the code is green. Or, as I think it says on the back, all code is guilty until proven innocent. Okay, how much of a test should we write? I want you guys to interact. So, how much of a test do you think we should write? Just enough. Just enough. And what's enough? What's enough test? It should. Yeah. Well, we start by writing as little of a test as we can in the beginning. So it should only. So your first test. That's only enough test to fail. So you should only at one time write enough code, test code, to get to red. So eventually you should do, like you say, have code that covers all your scenario. When you write one test, you should only write enough test to get to red. And then how much code should you write? Exactly. So only enough code to pass. So those are the 3 rules. And I like to add a fourth one, which everybody which the people who use these 3 rules agree with, but I think it's important to say it explicitly. How often should we refactor? We refactor all the time, but only on red. No. No, when? Only on green, thank you. So when your code is green, you refactor. So we are, let's see, there's some So so the schedule. This is sort of agile planning. We're planning to lunch, and then we're not planning after that. I think in general, nobody should think beyond lunch. Okay, so we'll have 3 sessions before lunch. Between each session, I'm going to ask you what you experienced during that session, and I'm going to offer some observations from walking around and looking at you guys' code. Then for each next session, we're going to have a focus. So we'll see what we learned from the first session, and then we can see which are the most important skills and aspects of the problem to be working on in the second session. Yeah. We will have tea, and then we'll do it again before lunch. Again, the problem, requirement, and I'll leave this up. Write a function that inputs a character, and that prints out a diamond for that character. You guys, so if you have the A diamond, how many lines does the A diamond have? A little less than 2. 1, yes. So the A diamond is just 1 line with an A. How many lines does the B diamond have? 3, exactly. So it looks like, well, the representation isn't important. So, and the C diamond? 5. Okay, so I think you get it. It's not a very difficult problem, but it requires a bit of skill. Anyway, that's often the way when we're coding. The 3 rules of tester, the 3+1 rules of tester development. Start by writing a test. So this is the real rule. Do not write production code before you have a test that shows that you need to write production code. You can choose to use whichever test framework you're comfortable with in your programming language. If you're in .NET, you can use the Microsoft built-in test thing, which I don't remember the name of, or NUnit, or whatever you want. There's probably an NSpec. If you're in Java, you can use JUnit or TestNG or anything that you're familiar with. In Ruby, some guys are new to Ruby, you can use RSpec or TestUnit or what you want. So, but write the code before, write the test before you write the code. Only write enough tests to watch it fail. And when you have it failing, only write enough production code to have it pass. And then when you've got something that passes, see if you can do refactoring and then do it again. The first session, pick someone or find someone who's familiar with the same language and development environment for Java users, so that you're both familiar with Eclipse or IntelliJ or NetBeans. So someone who's familiar with the same environment as you, but that you don't know already. And we'll start right away, so just get up and find someone, and then you pick one of your computers, and then you sit down and you work on the printout. All right, get it. with each other.
Yeah,